Hello everybody, and welcome to this very special edition of the Level 99 live stream, where we are busy feeling fine all the way up here at Level 99. And without getting into too much detail, I had to step away from the internet, take care of some real life stuff, but the vortex keeps pulling me back in. And yes, that's right, folks, because ladies and gentlemen, the boy DSP is back at it again. He just had to talk about some more shit about my former place of employment. And of course, people across Twitter were reaching out and tagging me and asking my opinion on all this stuff. Originally, I got my big break in the Detractorverse by speaking my opinion, my point of view as a former Comcast employee. So let it be known, live here on the internet, from now until forever, that everything said here is representative of what my personal experiences was with the company when I worked there for 11 years, over 2 years ago. I do not represent Comcast in any sort of way. I can only pull upon what my experiences were at that company at that time. However, I caught a little bit of what the boy was talking about on his streams when actually I was watching an illegal restream. Big shout out to Chill Murray.
Another one.
And I was just blown away. I could not believe the shit that this guy was talking about. And what I want to do now is jump into it, because you guys aren't here to see me. You're here to see me shit on the boy. So the boy is here, and let's just jump right on into it. First off, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me on the replay, of course, youtube.com/bm2kx. You can also find me on twitch.tv/bm2kx and do a little stalking on the internet. I'm all over social media except for Facebook. I have retired. Just Google search bm2kx. Let's go. Big shout outs to Snort Hogan, as always, for clipping this. I wanted to go over to Raw Phil, but I feel like this nice condensed 45-minute is a perfect encapsulation as to what was going on in the said situation. I had to get my opinion out on this, so let's go ahead and jump right on it.
Hey everyone, I'm just finishing getting set up here, and then we're gonna begin. And this is not a normal stream by any means whatsoever. This is not.
Look at this.
What I want to do today. This is not what I intend to do today.
Production values right here.
I hope that we can at some point do normal content today, because you know me. I'm not about drama. I'm not about bullshit. But it seems like at this point, sadly, this seems to be my only avenue of what I can do. I don't want to do what I'm about to do.
How can we?
I really don't.
We all.
But I have to.
We all hearing this okay?
At this point, it seems like I'm not getting helped by anyone. And if this is what I have to do,
of this, I'm already done.
To try to get help for my situation, then I guess so be it. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do, quite frankly. And I think that when many people hear this situation, they're going to be shocked and startled and be like, what the fuck? And it's going to freak them out as much as this whole thing has freaked me out. Because it's not funny at all what's going on right now. Okay? It's really not. It's... Quite frankly, it's terrifying. Let's put it that way.
Huge shout out to Kind of Sav for introducing me to this.
Let me go ahead and finish my setup here.
I hope it sounds okay.
And then we're gonna begin. Now I'm just gonna forewarn all of you, because there's gonna be different people joining the stream over the day, I'm sure. I'm just going to forewarn all of you.
What do you mean, different types of people?
Likely, the internet is going to go down when I'm doing this broadcast, and there's nothing I can do about it apparently. If that's the case, just stick around, because it doesn't stay offline. It comes right back, but then it's going to go off and come back and go off and come back or whatever. And
I already have feelings
what I'm going
about
to do
what
is I'm going to be recording the entire time,
I'm not going to
and I'm going to upload this.
Gross.
So that you will actually get an uninterrupted feed and exploration of it as well.
Look at how round this guy is.
So
the guy is round right here. He's in shape, guys. Around shape.
Just so you know, okay? Because, yeah, I know a lot of people are going to probably not tune in because I said, oh, it's not this regular stream, it's an emergency stream. So you just know a ton of people are now going to tune in. And what's going to happen is my internet's going to keep going off, right? Of course. So, anyway, I'm going to get started in a minute. I have absolutely no idea what we're doing today. Once I explain the situation, maybe it'll make more sense, and then, you know, we can talk. But right now,
boo this man.
There's really no way to negate what's happening. You'll understand once I explain, okay? All right? So we're going to get started.
By the way, former Comcast employee here, by the way. Just wanted to let y'all know.
In a moment.
Of 11
All right,
years.
there's no bullshit. Now, here's the thing. If you guys go ahead and, you know, contribute or whatever, thank you. Yes, that would help a lot today.
Right off the bat, the boy be begging. Right off the bat, we are so back.
Stream like I normally would. Right now, I'm supposed to be doing the podcast, and then I'm supposed to play Super Mario RPG, and I can't do that. Okay? I can't.
Okay?
So I need to explain to you what's going on so you understand.
Talk to you guys.
And hopefully, this stream and or video will spurn someone to do something. Let's put it down.
Bill, I will be that person. This is just like the Cyrax video that just dropped. I've been off the internet for about 10 days. I have not caught up with anything that the guy has been doing. I woke up this morning to, you know what? I'm gonna make sure that I say everything right, because I want to do the Detractorverse justice, because I always like it when y'all recognize me, so I want to recognize y'all. Scrolling. Dark Sea to Flow, what do you think of Phil's internet issues yesterday? Oh, I have thoughts, and now I have even more to speak on, so I'm glad that you reached out. The same, like within the same hour, JG Win 1048 said, any idea what steps he would have taken to address that Comcast attack he had yesterday that he had mentioned in the Daily Wrap tonight? He's being pretty vague. Yes, yeah, because he was crafting some bullshit,
to move their ass and do something about it
some
at this rate, okay? So we'll see. We'll see what happens, okay? But, you know, I wish I could do my normal content today. It's obvious I can't. As you know, my stream went down twice when it went live. I wasn't even on the stream. I was just setting it up, and it went down twice. So, as you know, at any moment's notice, this stream could go down, and I'm going to start, like I said, I'll start recording, so that way it'll continue to be a video if it goes down or whatever during the stream. If
his internet keeps going down, then what makes you think that uploading his local file will... All right, you know what? I'm going to let him cook.
Okay? Sound good? There's no way I can tell you everything before it goes down. Like the story, I have to tell you, because it's actually a pretty fucked up situation that I'm finally aware of, and now have the evidence to say this. I know what's happening, but it's a really fucked up situation that needs to be resolved immediately. But I'm not getting immediate help.
Immediately, or else what? Or else what, buddy? Or else what?
So that's why I have to explain to you guys, because I can't even work. It'd be one thing if it's something you can ignore. How can I ignore it?
This is work right now.
Right?
He's working.
If I can't stream and I'm a full-time live streamer, I can't do my job. So I can't make money. I can't pay my bills. So obviously, this has to be treated with the utmost.
The first question the Comcast tech or representative would probably ask is, what is your problem? My internet doesn't work. I can't stream. I'm letting my audience know through my stream that I cannot stream. Huh? What? Corner demons.
All right. So are we good? And by the way, I fully know that this is absolutely going to get clipped and shared all over the internet when you hear this story.
He's got me blocked on Twitter. What are the chances that the guy watched my DSP versus ISP part 1 and part 2? What if he saw my DSP versus COVID video? What if he saw my DSP versus crime video? My heart's a flutter. I hope that this is true.
You're going to be like, what the fuck? Okay? You are. You're going to be like, what the fuck? Like, no way.
What the fuck? Like, no way, okay? Huh?
And I hope, quite frankly, I hope that's what happens. Because if everyone starts talking about this publicly, then maybe I'll get some help.
Guys, if I raise a stink on the internet, maybe people will step up. Cyrax just did a video about this. He was calling out people that were not standing up and saying something. Guys, Cyrax is being bullied online. He refuses to get off the internet. Now it's your problem.
I mean, I think that's what it's going to come down to. It's to the point where I need to get help. And it seems...
I'm going to stop you right there. We could have said that years ago, my friend. You could have really used some help.
Like, this is going to be the only way that I can get help. Because I went through all of the normal avenues you're supposed to go through to get help, and no one's helping me. At all. Okay? Okay. Alright, so when should I start? because I see a ton of people are joining. Not surprising. There's probably more and more people who are going to be joining here.
I want everybody to come in here and see me cope and seethe.
And again, I want you to understand.
And I want to sell you my
for those who contribute, I
so
absolutely
you can
will do shout outs. I just have to do it at appropriate times. So if anything comes in, you will get a normal shout out, and I would appreciate that because I can't do my normal content today. I couldn't have a normal day yesterday because of what's going on. Oh, you're going to see what kind of help I need, Lucky Gremlin. You're going to understand when I tell you the story.
We sway,
okay?
boys.
Okay. All right, shall we begin now?
Shall
With over 700 viewers and climbing? Because there's probably going to be a lot more.
That's what pisses me off, by the way. Fuck this guy with 700 viewers and he still ain't happy. I'm happy with 7 views.
Yeah, there's probably going to be a lot more. Because this is so weird. You know, how often do I do something like this? Well, maybe I should just begin. Thank you, DCJ, for becoming a member. I appreciate that.
DCJ, what the fuck is wrong with you, boy? Enthralling, really. He always has this stupid ass smug look on his face, like, Tim, fuck off.
Okay, I've had enough of this idiot. You're out of here for good.
Yeah, tell him. Get banned.
I have severe depression.
Okay. Are we going to start? All right, I'm just going to preface this again, as I'm about to begin, because I will begin now. The internet likely will go down and I won't be able to tell the whole story. You won't hear it, but I'm going to be recording this. So if you're listening, and all of a sudden it goes down and it comes back and it goes down and it comes back and it goes down and it comes back, which it likely will, I'm recording and I will upload this after, so that way you can hear the whole story in its entirety. And like I said, hopefully people will share the story so that people know what's going on. And
my name is Darkside Phil.
This will be handled.
And this is my story.
Are we ready to start? Okay.
Tell us.
All right, here we go.
Lie to me, baby.
Hello, my name is Phil Burnell, more commonly known as DSP or Darkside Phil on the internet, and I run a YouTube channel called DSP Gaming. It's been my job for over 13 years at this point, and I'm a full-time internet content creator and live streamer.
I thought he was content curator. Revising history already, my friend.
Although, I am a long-time content creator and streamer, sadly there's a malicious community of people that follow me around the internet who don't like me.
He's talking about me! He's talking about us! Give yourselves a round of applause. I told you guys, I will not stop until I make the guy
Acknowledge me.
And they've done things over the years to hurt me and my family because they don't like me, for various reasons. But that's not why we're here today. I am broadcasting a special stream and recording this for YouTube as a way to document what is going on in my life right now, and as a cry for help, because I need help right now.
It's a cry for help. DSP with a cry for help. Why don't you think of the children?
All I do is win, no matter what.
And it seems like absolutely no one is willing to help. So allow me to explain what's going on, because to be clear, I don't like drama. I didn't want to make this video.
I'm pressing X to doubt.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Bullshit.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Be doing my standard broadcast today. As you can see, here's my setup. I'm supposed to be doing a podcast, playing a video game, and I'm not unable to do that because my internet has been compromised.
What are you doing right now? What is this? Is this a podcast? Is this, what is this?
It keeps getting interrupted or reset, okay? So allow me to tell you a story, because I need to tell you the background story.
I have thoughts about why his internet
However,
is spotty.
my internet likely will go down while I tell this story, and if it does, I am recording this locally and will upload this to the YouTube channel after the fact, so that you are aware of what's really going on in its full.
Again, if his internet keeps dropping out, what makes him think that uploading this giant file to the internet is going to go off without you know what?
Entirety without being interrupted, okay? My tale I'm about to tell you is going to sound very creepy, and it's going to sound very weird, but it's very true, and I have evidence to back it up, okay? So, over the years, as I've been a live streamer, you know, here on YouTube, as I said, there's certain people who don't like me for various different reasons, and we're not here to discuss that. We
are here to discuss that because you are a liar. You are a liar. You are a liar.
What we're here to discuss is what I've been through. Because over the years, on and off, I've had internet issues.
But it's about me.
My internet all of a sudden resetting and going down out of nowhere. Things being messed up in my modem. And there's been multiple times over the years where I've had to involve my ISP, who is Comcast. Now, Comcast.
It's okay, I understand.
is the parent company. They have divisions. Xfinity is the division that is for residential service, but I have 2 business line internets in my home, okay? So I deal with the Comcast business portion of them. I don't deal with anything Xfinity whatsoever. So
Doesn't he have a residential modem? He has a business line, right? And a residential line. You can't have 2 business lines. You can't have 2 business devices on the same account. So unless he has a business on his account under his name, and then Cat, hashtag, by the way, divorce coin, team divorce coin. That is the prevailing thing right now.
if I have a problem, I have to call Comcast business customer support and go through that process. All right. Now they're a little different. They have 24/7 support, but if you call after hours, you end up talking with someone who's across.
They have 24-hour support, but if you call after hours, is there another hour after the 24th hour? Is there? Is this
the globe
is
doesn't
this
have the same
hour I'm not
access
familiar
or
with?
power to do things as if you call during business hours. So technically, even though they have 24/7 support, if you call after normal like office hours, they can't help you with anything. Okay, they just well tomorrow something will happen, right?
No, you pay the business class internet money so you can get the business class, white glove treatment. They have to take care of your issue from the moment you call. That's why we have on tech.
Well, anyway, there's been many times in the 9.5 years now that I've had Comcast business where something's going on with my internet and we can't figure out what the deal is. Is there something in the lines? Is there some malicious activity going on? Most of the time what ends up happening is a tech comes out to the house. They look at the modem. They look at everything. They can't really figure anything out. A lot of the times we just do like a hard modem swap and it fixes the issue.
If a customer has a problem with their internet and you have a newer modem in the van and you're feeling nice, or it's an end of the line modem, or you know that they have a problem with the specific area in the house where the Wi-Fi is, but you know that this device will probably work better, or if you resetting the modem and swapping the modem are two of the most common ways to fix whatever issue is ailing the devices.
Or we think it does. Okay. I have not had any consistent internet issues in a while. So, because this person is maliciously doing this to me over and over. Okay.
Saying maliciously, already painting this person as a terrible person maliciously. There is malicious intent.
Now, as I am talking with you, the internet just reset. Okay, now I think it's coming back, but it's going to keep doing that. Watch, it's going to keep going out, coming back over the course of the stream, as I told you it would. All right, so for those live, you're coming back. This is going to happen multiple times, probably during this stream. There's nothing you can do about it. If it happens, just deal with it. It should come back within a minute or two. Oh.
So here's my first, reaction to what his problem could potentially be. I have a feeling that maybe there's a upstream transmit problem, whether locally at his device or in the line coming in, or there's an outside issue. There has been a known outage issue in his area. Sometimes when you have a maintenance tech come out and do the work in order to fix it, it may be something that is localized in that area, in the node, in the neighborhood, but it could be a symptom of a larger problem that they're still working on.
Okay. All right, but I'm recording locally, so I'll keep going now. All right. So here's what's going on. And here
God
is...
damn it, I'm touching my face like Phil all the time. I gotta stop doing it. I've learned to stop doing this. This is bad. I don't do it. Sway.
Basically, how all of this
also
came to
stop
light in the last 30 days
every
or so. Okay,
opportunity.
so it's kind of weird because every once in a while, all right, something very weird will happen at a very important time, right? I'll be in the middle of something very, very important. Like I'm on a podcast that's super important.
Are any of his podcasts super important, y'all? Are any of his podcasts super important? Is it life or death? Is it...
Or, I'm in the middle of a great big marathon and so there's important stuff going on. And all of a sudden...
Didn't he say that he also never did a marathon? He hasn't done a marathon until like the summer, the DSP. He didn't do his Halloween one. He got sick. And he just did one and he stopped it midway. It wasn't that important. He stopped the marathon not even halfway through. He played Call of Duty instead. And you know what? We're going to keep going.
My internet will go out. And everyone's looking like, well, isn't it weird that Phil's internet always works until there's like a really important thing going on and then all of a sudden it doesn't work.
Who
right?
says that?
Like what's going on with that?
Who says that?
So it's
Not
weird
me.
because everyone's, feeling, is it paranoia or is it just that, it's bad luck? Like what is it that's actually going on? Right?
It's
Don't know.
paranoia.
We don't know what's going
It's
on. With this.
paranoia.
What's causing it? All right. So if you guys remember, a little over a month ago. I want to say it was October 26, 2023. Because, by the way, today is November 28th, 2023, just to document the date and here.
Jesus Christ, Phil. Okay.
About a month ago, my internet kept going out during a live stream. And no one, like, what is going on? Why does it keep happening? There's one thing, there's a blip in the line, because when there's noise in the line, you'll see the internet connection go like this. It'll be like,
Wrong! Right off the bat, fucking wrong! Let me tell you something. Let me talk to you, Phil. Let me tell you something. He just said, when there's noise in the line, it goes like this. Let's keep going. This is the part where I knew. I was watching Till Murray's illegal restream, and I knew I had something to say. The moment he said this shit.
oh, you're in the green, now you're yellow, now you're red, now you're orange, now you're green, now you're yellow, now you're red. It'll just keep going like this, right?
Bullshit! There is no indicator light on the modem that will let you know the strength of it. The strength of the signal coming to the device. There will be a blink. There will be blinking from the wireless part of it that will say, yes, there's communication. And this is all working under the assumption he has the business class device, which has a bunch of lights on the front, a bunch of circle lights. And what happens is, for an example, if you take a fresh modem out the van, hook it up to a line, what's going to happen is it's going to start thinking. And think of like a line of white dots going up the front of the device. If this is the business class modem that he's talking about, an XB something, which may not even be the case, but this is just what I'm basing my experience off of these guys. These types of modems, I wish I had a photo of it. They have a line of circles, and then it blinks a color to indicate what's going on. At the very end of it, if you got solid green across everything except for the part that gives off the wireless to let you know that there's communication happening, everything in theory should be locked in green, and then blinking if there's activity on the Ethernet portion, on the Ethernet line, in the back of the device where the Ethernet port is, or if your wireless is broadcasting and communicating. And so essentially what he's trying to say right here is the line fluctuates. If you got line on the... First off, that's not how noise works, first off. Noise is as if I was talking to you, if I was talking to this microphone. Noise on the line would be, for an example, if I'm the customer and this microphone is Comcast, there is a signal coming from Comcast to the customer, and then there's a signal coming back. You've got the signal going downstream, and you got the signal going back up to Comcast, upstream. It's a two-way street. That's the communication. Most of the internet side of things, all of the on-demand things are upstream because I'm requesting for this stuff to come down to here. When you're filtered out at the tap, if your house has too much noise, interference, noise for an example, by the way, is you and me talking, Comcast, the customer, back and front, down, upstream. If you have noise on the line, if you have a foreign element attached to the line, if there's a bend in the line, if the fitting's wrong, if you introduce a store-bought splitter, a splitter that doesn't come from our shop. If you buy a gold-plated monster splitter, that shit fucks up the line. If you buy a surge protector with the coaxial port to ground the system, that's going to introduce noise to the line. It is as simple as, if you have noise on the line, the communication between Comcast and the customer, noise would be essentially me like clapping or a jackhammer going or a lawnmower going. Noise will stop packets of information from properly going back and forth in between Comcast headquarters or whatever and the customer. And what happens is, in order to make up that difference, they will request to have that packet resent. And so what will happen is, I'm not even going to get
Okay. But in this case, all right, the internet just goes flat out, dead, signal drops, then has to reconnect, then signal drops, then has to reconnect. So
that could also be a firmware update. You may have an important firmware update that's coming down the line, and it's so important that they will forego the usual 2, 3, 4 in the morning update that it usually gets. If you have a XG1, I'm sorry, if you have one of the wireless cable boxes, like their flex boxes, that also does updates every night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. You can actually set it so if you're a night owl and you watch TV that late, you can say, oh no, do it at 5 or do it at 6. What he is explaining, first off, is completely wrong. There's no noise on the line that will make the signal go like this. Noise on the line will cause the communication between Comcast headquarters and the customer to drop packets, to drop information. You're not hearing the full story clearly, so it's going to constantly request for that missing information, and then it gets caught up doing that kind of stuff. But all right, let's continue.
Oh, this has happened to me before, and I'm thinking it's a DDoS attack, or DDoS attack, meaning someone somehow has gotten my IP address, and they're sending
DDoS, DDoS, same thing. I don't even know anymore. This guy's making me fucking crazy.
packets of data to knock me off the internet. But the weird thing about that is when you get DDoS attack, you can see that in your modem or router settings. Like you can go inside of your modem or router, and you can actually look at settings, and you can see, you know, like, oh, packets of data hit the firewall or whatever. So you can...
Packets of data hit the firewall. What the fuck are we talking about here? What the fuck are you talking about, you boomer ass I am thoroughly convinced that this guy believes that all of his viewers are mentally deficient. He thinks this. It may or may not be true.
tell when that's happening. There's actually evidence of it.
Show us. Source?
And there's no evidence of that. All right? So that whole day, I was trying to figure this out. We couldn't figure it out. And I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to work or whatever. This really sucks.
He's like waving. He's waving his fucking head back and forth. Nope. Not true. That is subconscious. Hold up.
So if you remember, the next day was my day off. It was a Thursday, but then Friday I had a...
If you remember, he also said that he would have to have the technician wait that day because he would be out all day running errands. He could have had it fixed. He could have had it done. And by the way, I'm very sure that what the problem was, whatever it was, needed to be fixed, and all that needed to be done to fix it was to reset the cable modem.
Comcast business tech come out here. What happened was that afternoon I called Comcast business. I explained the situation to them, and of course they say, well, we don't know what's going on. We can't tell from our end. I mean, no kidding, right? All they can...
What? We can't tell from our end. Bullshit. Anybody that has access to your account can see what the signal looks like going to the device. We've already been through this. How many times do I have to tell you this, old man? By the way, look at this. This is peak male performance right here.
Do is remotely test your modem. You know, run a few tests. If you wonder what I'm doing, I'm decompressing my back. They could run some tests. They could do some things remotely to try to figure out what's going on, but they don't really have the ability to do much. You know, it's really...
Are you fucking kidding me? They don't have the ability to do much. All of the equipment that you have installed inside your house, the modem, the cable boxes, unless it's legacy equipment, we could see every little fucking thing in there, my friend. Every fucking little thing. Anybody that has access to your account can see what your signal looks like going to the house, what the signal looks like coming from the house. In fact, technicians use this information to make sure that the job that is assigned to you is done to the standard that Comcast wants you to have. Unless the levels are in the green, you cannot close out that call on your work order. You can't. And if you have to close the call in order to make another call, or there's nothing that you can do because it's a maintenance outside issue, or the customer pulls a gun on you because you don't have a remote, which has happened to me, or if a customer nods out because they're dope sick, which has happened to me, or if you don't feel safe inside a customer's house and you just leave, they can't like remove your calls either. At least when I was working there, I don't know what the process is now, but it was a shit show then.
You have to have a tech come out to your house, and I will tell you this: techs that are, you know, under Comcast usually are very intelligent, very nice people, and they do their absolute best to help you out the most they can when they're at your home.
That's
okay?
right, bitch.
So
give me my flowers.
They sent out a tech that Friday to my house, all right, in order to look at what was going on.
Was it a urban style tech? I'm gonna stop
on my internet, so this would have been like October 28th or something like that, okay? And you guys know, because I was on the stream, and I said, okay, when the tech's here, I'm gonna go offline or whatever. So the tech showed up, ran, you know, testing everything, trying to figure everything out. He's like, there's nothing wrong with the lines. There's nothing wrong with your modem. He says, so let's go into the modem and look at settings and things. And he goes in there, and he's like, what? You know, what is all this? Like, do you know what any of this stuff is? And I'm like, I don't know what this stuff is.
Of course he doesn't know what this shit is. Remember him and the Comcast tech got together, they put their heads together and figured out this issue? Remember that? I remember. You can check out my past videos on youtube.com/bm2kx to get the full story. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, guys.
All right. So what I would like to do, so to show you the first piece of kind of evidence of stuff that's going on with me.
Evidence.
This is what he finds inside of my modem. You ready? Now I don't know how big this is going to be. I'm probably going to have to blow
Give
it
it
up.
to me. Give it to me.
Okay?
This is when it took a turn.
So the bottom is just, it shows what devices are connected locally. There's no information there that's important. But what you should look at is the information at the top.
Let's go. Okay, so we gotta look at this. We gotta zoom in on that. Zoom in and enhance. We are zooming in and enhancing on this shit. Content control, managed sites, content filtering, managed sites. Okay, as you can see here in the big blue, blocked sites, URL, and then when. Number 1, youtube.com, blocked. Number 2, twitter.com, blocked. 3, paypal.com, blocked. And then underneath it, in the next blue square, blocked keywords. A keyword, Twitter, Phil, DSP Gaming. Curious. Let's fix this.
Someone had gone into my modem, all right, and actually set up content blocks, content filtering, all right, in order to prevent me to go on certain websites.
So I'm calling bullshit on this because he said that he couldn't get to any sites. So why are these 3 sites the only ones that are written here? Something ain't adding up. Something ain't adding up, pimp.
And they blocked certain words inside of my modem, all right? So they wanted to prevent me from going to YouTube. They wanted to prevent me from going to Twitter. They wanted to prevent me from being able to access my PayPal. And they wanted to block the words Twitter, Phil, and DSP Gaming so I would have no access at all to that content. All right?
Accents.
So, I mean, of course this was confusing. Here I'm thinking my internet's going down. It's not. Someone actually went into my modem and changed the settings, unbeknownst to me, without my permission, to filter content. Okay? And you might say, well, that's creepy. Yeah, it is.
You get it? Filter. I'll stop.
Oh shit!
Because you gotta wonder who has access to the modem. Well, when you think about it, who would? Me? Or my ISP, Comcast?
Here it goes. Here we go. We are in it now. He is now setting the stage. Curtains open. Single spotlight. Comcast tech enters stage left. Spotlight fills office. Hey, I'm here from Comcast. I hear you're having an internet problem. Oh, hey, hello. I'm a 15-year content creator. Dark Side Phil. You may have heard a lot of bad things about me, but those are the dang dirty trolls. They don't know what they're talking about. They're full of shit. They're mouth-drooling idiots. Okay, hold on, stop. I'm here to fix your internet. What's wrong with your internet? Yeah, so these dang dirty trolls, I've been trolled for 13 years, and ever since This Is How You Don't Play started, I all of a sudden everybody started hate watching me. I don't understand why, Snort.
That's it. There's literally no other way that you can get into that modem.
Wi-Fi sniffers. You can also, I don't know, log on to the administrative website, and change the information from there. But we'll get that's later.
All right? No way. And the thing is that you could argue, well, maybe you've had that modem for so long, someone got the information. No, I've swapped modems multiple times and everything, right? No. And so I went ahead with that Comcast tech, and we looked at the logs, and in the logs.
Where's the logs, by the way? This is the second one. This is like that 1-2 punch. This was like that 1-2 punch because I was like, all right, let's hear it. Let's speak your truth. Let's hear it. Let's go. And this is what he said. There's a log for who logs in. Now wait.
It says right in the logs of that modem, it is a Comcast employee.
Show me. You took the time to screen cap that shit with the connected devices. Why didn't you show me that?
That logged into the modem and made those changes. It says it right there. It doesn't say customer login or anything. It says their own rep login.
Their own rep login. Where? How? Where? I tried looking up a login list on my modem. As I was listening to this, I logged into my modem. I know what the administrative, and in fact, what I did is I changed the password also because it was set to default as well. I looked and I looked and I looked, and there's just no, I could keep looking. Maybe it's something new. Maybe it's a business class thing, but no. Extra gout.
They did it. Okay?
He also did that fucking smug ass face that he's like, yeah, I'm gonna show them. That was a good one. They're gonna hook, line, and sinker, guys.
So, we have the evidence. You know, plain as day. We have evidence that this is happening, that someone at Comcast, someone who is employed by that company, my ISP, has access to my modem and is going into my modem and changing settings and doing things. Okay? So this was October 28th. Okay? That this happened.
Why did he wait until November 28th to say this, huh? I know this motherfucker. I know this motherfucker would have said something at the time. I don't want to talk about it. Remember when it got fixed? I don't want to talk about it.
And basically, the tech that was here was dumbfounded. He's like, dude, I've never seen anything like this before.
Dude, I agree with you. The Comcast tech agrees with you. Sounds familiar.
Obviously, this is crazy. He called his manager, who's the regional tech manager out here in Washington or whatever.
Or whatever. So it's probably not true. There is no regional tech manager. They were downsizing heavy in my neck of the woods. They were getting rid of managers. Regional tech manager, you know, I'm not going to speak on their side of the continent. I'm not going to.
Told him the whole story. He, of course, was dumbfounded. Had never heard anything like this.
No, they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. Hey, boss, I got this guy here. He had somebody block some websites and then block some keywords. All right, fix it. Okay. And you fixed it, right? Yeah. All right, cool. On to the next. Here's another call.
So here's what we're going to do. He says there's two things that can be done. Number one, we're going to obviously launch an investigation into this.
Obviously.
Okay? And we'll let you know, you should get a call or whatever. Or, he even gave me the regional manager's number and said, you can call the regional manager as a follow-up. If you're not hearing anything concrete from us, as to say what's going on, we'll let you.
All right, so like I'm giving him his due. I give him a hard time when he's not right. However, there has been situations where the manager above you or the supervisor over you will give their information to a customer in case of a situation that could potentially escalate. A lot of times, and don't tell anybody I said this, but sometimes they give them to the problematic customers. And I'll explain why in a little bit.
Let you know, okay?
We need more
this was October 28th, I was told this. Now, he said the other thing that you can do, if you absolutely are in a situation here where, it keeps happening, you can go buy your own modem. Like, you can go buy a cable modem. That's not ours. And if you buy a cable modem that's not Comcast, then it's your own property. They can't log in, they can't mess with the settings, they can't do anything to it because it's not our modem.
They can't, but other people can. It's all the same, admin and password.
You have the option to do that. And I'm like, yeah, is it really fair that I should have to go out and spend hundreds of dollars to buy my own cable modem?
Hundreds of dollars. Hundreds of dollars. I doubt it. Cable modems do not cost that much. And business class modems too, by the way. Business class modems. There's a special type of business class modem that has not only the cable modem with the Ethernet ports, but also telephone. I've gone out to calls a million times where they bought their own cable modem, they're subscribed to telephone service, but because of the way the system is set up, I cannot add the equipment to the account because the equipment isn't equipped to do telephone. And what happens is it will say straight up on the thing, can't add this. It won't say explicitly you need to add a box that has a telephone portion to it, but maybe he's just subscribed to internet. Maybe. But here's the cool part. And I posted this on Twitter. You do not get a static IP anymore. And that's one of the benefits of a business class modem. Remember he was talking about IP addresses and how they randomly assign an IP address? That's technically called a static IP.
To avoid this, okay?
The Jostler, right? By the way, what the fuck is wrong with you? Jostler.
So,
look, and
by the way, I'm going to. Can I disable ads?
It looks
on
like
this
he's
fucking thing?
doing the thing.
I'm going to try to disable. Anytime I see an ad, I'm going to try to disable it because it's more important to me that you guys hear the story than ads run on this fucking thing. Okay, but we'll see what happens. Thank you, Freaky Professor, for the super chat. Thank you to the Jostler. Like I said, I'll do shout outs. I appreciate that. But obviously, this is an important story. This is just the beginning of the story. This is just the very beginning. Okay, so
hold on to your butts. This is the beginning of the story.
So this tech leaves my house, and I start to think to myself, wait a minute. What about all those times over the last few years when all of a sudden my internet would go out when I was in the middle of something important?
So now he's reaching way far back in time, retrofitting this excuse and this revisionist history, and applying it to all of his other lapses in service, which actually is indicative of a bigger problem, but we'll get to that.
And it dawned on me. The Side Scrollers podcast.
Yes! Yes! Oh! The gift that keeps on giving. The Side Scrollers podcast was probably the greatest moment in DSP history because he was exposed for the socially inept and just downright absolute ridiculous, delusional. Like, I can't even think of the words to encapsulate how much this guy was exposed.
When I was on that podcast in March, all of a sudden my internet went out exactly the same way that it was going out then.
How can
it just went off for a minute or two and then came back? And that was when all that crap went down on the Side Scrollers podcast, if you remember.
So if I remember, he was getting lambasted. He was being served up on a silver platter. Why would a troll want to have that stop, right? I mean, I don't know. I can't get into the mind of a troll. But it only happened once in the whole 5 hours that they did the damn stream. Keem was on there. Why would they want...
You remember that? That came back and all of a sudden now Keemstar's on the show and all this drama and all this shit's going on. Right in the middle of my interview. And I'm thinking to myself, that's exactly what happened. This is some kind of a malicious person at Comcast who works for the company.
Slander. That's malicious. Slander.
Doesn't like me. And actually has been striking down my internet and fucking with my business.
He thinks the internet is like copyright strikes. Struck down my fuck out of here.
Over the years, whenever they felt like it, because they thought it either was funny or it would hurt me or whatever it was. Okay? So, basically, it's now dawning on me. I'm like, I can't believe this. All right? But this is absolutely true. What's going on? This must be it.
This is absolutely true. Absolutely true. Comcast is an official detractor, y'all.
I took them to my penthouse and I creeped it.
They're all out to get him. The perpetual victim. Everybody's out to get him.
What else could it be? How is it that every time that something important is going on, my internet goes out, right? So, this is all happening in my head. Now, this was October 28th, okay? Since October 28th, I had no internet issues. And I'm thinking, gee, maybe this person wised up and realized, oh, well, if I keep doing this, I'm going to get caught, right? Like, I'm leaving a trail, because there's a trail. Like, you can see a login from an employee that says they logged into the modem. The evidence.
Wrong. Take a screenshot of that. You took a screenshot of the other thing. Take a screenshot of that. And I'm going to tell you this. If you are insinuating that the Comcast tech that came out to your house or a Comcast tech, okay, so a Comcast tech, when they go out to a call and they close out the work order, you have a 30 to 60 day window. It's a repeatable window. You are tasked as a technician to do the job so well that this customer does not have any more issues, at least for the next 30 to 60 days, depending on what the work order was built as. It was a trouble call versus an install. And yeah, so what I'm trying to get at here is he's saying that a Comcast tech before the one that came out in October was the one that was logging in and doing all of these things. Well, I can tell you for sure on the Comcast side of things, on their app, there's an app that they use and it has a itemized and time-stamped list of every interaction that a Comcast tech, an employee, has with the customer. It even shows how many times you look in an account. It'll tell you. It'll say this tech 1111 logged in at this time and looked at this account.
This is there, okay? So basically I'm thinking, maybe this person wised up and they're going to try to cover their tracks. They're going to try to make it so that this is happening and they don't want to make sure that they don't get caught, so that way they don't get fired or, let's be honest, be arrested, because this is malicious. This isn't just...
Arrested. This is an arrestable offense. In my neck of the woods, they got shooters out here. They pop off, they get locked up, and they're out the door. It's a revolving door. The churn is incredible around here. And this guy thinks, officer, this guy is turning off my internet and I can't stream. Arrest him. Fuck out of here.
Just over message. This is malicious stuff that's happening, right? So, nothing's been going on for the last month. But what happened in the last month? I got really sick. I got a really bad cold.
Here
flu.
we go
It might have even
again
been
with the
COVID.
sickness.
So for like over a week, I was knocked out. So I didn't follow up on any of this going on because I was too sick. By the time I came back, I was trying to play catch up and everything.
Excuses, excuses, excuses. Everything was working fine. I got sick. Things were not still working fine, so I didn't have a reason to investigate. I don't know.
Business. So, you know, to be honest, did it really did I forget about it? No. But I was so already wrapped up in everything else. And by the way, my internet was going fine, no problems. So I'm thinking in my head, all right, so it's not a big deal then. I'll just, you know, maybe they took care of it. Maybe they did this internal investigation. They checked the logs. They found out who it was. They got this guy and they kicked him out of the company and it's all said and done. It's fine. Right?
So first off, no, because Comcast invests tens of thousands of dollars into a tech. Their tools, their training, insurance, the van, the equipment. I don't know, man. I've only been doing telecommunications for over a decade. And those type of companies are more apt to let you do your work and then compile a list of all the things that you've done wrong, so that if they wanted to get rid of you, they can go, oh, by the way, we saw that you took company time. You drove 15 minutes out of the way this way in order to do something.
Right? So maybe that's the case. Maybe we're all good now, right?
Maybe.
Okay. No,
Maybe not.
that's not what happened. Okay? Because now I'm going to tell you something way worse, all right, than everything else that just happened, all right? So get ready for this.
My
so
body's
it's
ready. Give it to me.
Wednesday, my day off last week, all right? The day before American Thanksgiving. So that would
Why do you always say American Thanksgiving, motherfucker? Swear to God.
have been what? Like November 22nd, I think? So it's November 22nd. It's my day off. And all of a sudden, right in the middle of the day, all the internet screwed up again. And I'm like, why would it be? It's like 2 p.m. my time. I'm like, why do I have my day off? Right?
Because maybe it's not the actual Comcast tech doing it to you like you think it is. Maybe it's not a coordinated tech. Maybe you're not worth that effort. Maybe you're not worth losing a job over. Maybe it's just a problem with the area. Maybe it's the upstream transmit. Maybe they're still working in the area because it was maybe
internet be going out or whatever, right? It doesn't make sense. Like, it's weird. I'm not broadcasting. It would be one thing if I was broadcasting a special holiday event or something. Why is my internet going out again? All right. Now, just so you guys know, one thing that the tech had told me, he's like, if this happens again, you can easily go into your modem, change the settings they've messed up, or if you want to do it the easy way, just do a factory reset. Just if you do a factory reset of your modem, it knocks out anything they've messed with and sets it back to default, and you'll be okay.
It also sets your administrative password to default, thus opening yourself up if people are willing to jump into your internet.
Okay. So I go into my modem. All right. And this is that Wednesday, and once again, they've done it again. This is the same picture I'm going to show you, but just to reiterate, this is basically what they did, is they did all this again, okay? A second time. And I'm like, whoa, so it's a month later, and they're doing it again. Now, I'm trying to put it in my head, why would they be doing it on Wednesday, on my day off before Thanksgiving? And it dawned on me, this is a Comcast employee, okay?
This is a Comcast employee. You are definitively saying that somebody that is paid to serve you screwed you up, paid to provide the service. And Comcast pays good, my friend. If I'm a technician, all I want to do is get in, get out, because we got more shit to worry about than your dumbass shit. Do you think that this guy has time to do this shit? Wants to do that? Why? I mean, if it was, big ups, cause you're crazy. I'm fucking with y'all heavy, man. That's like crazy. Look at this, by the way. This fucking guy.
This person only has access to do this stuff certain days of the week and certain times when they're working.
Wrong, because we take our phones home, we take our work phones home, we take our iPads home, and we can, if we have laptops, we can log into it too. We can log into the app that will enable us to see an account's information if we need to.
So likely this employee wasn't working on Thanksgiving, wasn't working on Black Friday, and I'm pretty confident they don't work weekends.
They don't work weekends. I'll tell you why. The biggest reason I quit Comcast. You ready for this? I left Comcast because I did not work the weekends. I did a Monday through Friday shift at my job, and they were changing it because they needed more people on the weekend. That's right, motherfucker. even if that was true, it's not true anymore, especially not true now because they have eradicated Monday through Fridays. Let's keep it going.
Seems like this is a person who works like day shift during like Monday through Friday, but of course it would have been the holidays. So it would have, you know, they wouldn't have had access. And what I'm thinking is they know I'm going to do a Thanksgiving Day stream. They know I'm going to do a Black Friday marathon. So they're going to put this in place and try to screw up my internet the day before all that, before.
You are not that important that this motherfucker's going out there doing the Birdman saying, oh, we going to get him. We gunning for you, baby. We're coming.
They're out of the office. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking in my head, that's probably what it was. They want to do it out the wall, okay? Out the wall. Oh, they're going out the doors, what I meant to say. They want to do it before they're out the door for their holiday weekend, right?
No, we work on the holidays too. And in fact, you get paid more. Time and a half, baby. Some people fuck with that heavy.
Now, I fixed it. Again, what I did is, I did it myself. I did that factory reset, and I fixed both modems. By the way, it was both modems. It's not just one they're doing it with. It's both modems that they're doing this to. Both of my business lines. As I said, I have 2 lines of business internet in my home.
Wait a minute. Didn't you say that you had a business and a residential before? Curious.
So they screwed up both modems, and I manually did the reset to both modems to fix them, okay? So that now I could have internet again. So if you didn't notice, I didn't mention this at all. I didn't mention this on Thanksgiving. I didn't mention this on Friday. I didn't mention it at all over the weekend because the thing is, I don't want to give attention to trolls, okay? But what I did...
He's giving attention to trolls right now.
...is I had the regional tech manager's phone number. And I called him and I left a voicemail and I said, you know, I'm sure you're probably...
If it's after 30 to 60 days, you're not getting the call back, brother. You're getting that call in, set up an appointment, have a tech come out.
Not there because it's right before Thanksgiving. But I want to let you know this is still happening. So I don't know what investigation was launched a month ago. But here we are, later, and nothing's happened. It's basically this person still has access. They're doing it again.
They have
and obviously this isn't very good. I need you to look into it. I need you to call me back. I don't know if you're on vacation, but call me back as soon as you get this message so we can talk about it and figure it out. So that was on Wednesday. Okay? That was on Wednesday of last week. All right? So as you know, I streamed all week, no problems. Okay, no problems at all. All weekend, everything's fine. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yesterday, Monday. So think of it. Person works at Comcast. They're only working weekdays, but they had a holiday weekend. Monday, when they would have been back in the office.
Monday, when he's back at the office. That does not make sense. The 2 shifts were Tuesday to Saturday and Sunday to Thursday.
That hits the fan. Okay? I mean, this is like now... We're getting really effing serious because now you ready for this? What happened? Okay, I'm going to tell you what happened.
Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm ready.
You ready for this?
Lay it on me.
First of all, this happened.
Yes. Give it to me. Look at this. Wi-Fi 2.4, Greedy Piggy, and then the 5, Panda Lee was hotter. Also, take a look-see right here. How could this have happened? It's almost as if there was low security.
They went to my modem, my Comcast modem, and they enabled the Wi-Fi, and they decided to name it Insulting Things. Now, the problem is, this is publicly visible to everyone who's in the area and is driving around,
including
looking at the internet. They can see that this is available networks now, okay? So they did this. That was number 1. That was the first thing they did, all right? Now, as you guys know, my internet was also going on and off yesterday. So what they were doing...
Ew, what the fuck is this? My man picking, he's digging. He's in there.
While I was broadcasting my home stream, they were resetting my modem over and over, just pressing the reset button over and over, so I couldn't continuously broadcast, okay? So if you didn't notice, I started to ignore them. I was like, listen, if we can't keep...
If you didn't notice, I was ignoring them. How could we have noticed if you were ignoring?
Streaming game, then maybe what we'll do is we'll play something different. We'll do like, I have to finish a game. I have a lingering game going on right now, and I'm like, maybe we do the final hour of that. And even if the internet goes out, no big deal. It's only an hour, So I guess that pissed the person off because the person's like, wow, Phil's really not giving me any attention. So what did they do? I'm going to tell you what they did. All right. Now this is where it gets scary. All right. This is where you're like, you got to be fucking kidding me. So listen to this. Since they weren't getting any attention logging into my modem and screwing with my internet, they logged into my business account itself, meaning all of the information that you have in your business account, including your name, your address, your phone number, your email addresses, your payment information,
all
and
the
all
shit
of that.
He put on his business card that he handed out to people at conventions, by the way. All information that is readily available. He already doxed himself.
It's all listed in there, okay? They proceeded to not only go into there and mess with all of my information, which is against the law, by the way. You cannot do that. They also, get this, without my permission, took money away from me and made a payment towards my Comcast internet bill.
They took his money that he will need to pay to Comcast eventually and paid his bill. What? Huh? What? No, he's taking a little nugget of truth and he's expounding upon it and like, oh my God, I accidentally paid double for my bill because I was drunk off of gin and now it's the tractor Comcast. Why would a tech that is maliciously attacking his modem and his business account go ahead and pay his bill with his money?
For hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Maybe $200 because he pays $180 something for both lines of for internet. He spends at least $400 on his internet, which is fucking stupid. Residential internet is fine.
That's fraud. That is identity theft and fraud.
That is a lie that you have created.
Oh shit!
Fuck you, liar. I fucking hate liars.
You cannot do that. That is a crime. That's not, oh, I'm messing with someone's internet.
So then call the police. Did you file a report? I have a feeling you did.
That's an actual serious crime. Okay? You cannot fuck around like that. And this person thinks at this point they can get away with anything. Okay? Because they've been doing it now for how many years? It's been a month since the October incident.
It's been
Comcast has done absolutely nothing about it. Right? So there you have it. Okay?
There you have it.
Now, before you say, well, what evidence do you have? Well, I'm not going to show you my payment information, and I'm certainly not going to show you anything that's private, but what I will show you is what
I will show you my fucking IP addresses and all that shit. Fuck out of here.
did to my account. Would you like to see?
Nope. Oh,
So they logged into my account, and they changed the name on the account. They changed the email on the account. They basically changed everything, okay? So there you go. All this information was changed to be trollish information, okay?
Blocking all that.
So not only did they do all of that, as you can see, all the information changed to be troll stuff.
He just doxed.
Then they also, like I said,
Panda Lee.
made a false payment in hundreds and hundreds of dollars towards me, okay? So this is obviously awful, right? This is not, okay, someone's messing around anymore, right? It's not. This isn't. This is, whoa, someone is seriously trying to hurt me. They're trying to take money out of my accounts and put it towards stuff that it's not supposed to be towards.
It is supposed to go to it because without your internet, you can't do your job. Make it make sense.
Right? And that's the problem. Like, that's horrible. Like, anyone could mess with my accounts now, right? If they have this access. So that is why yesterday when I was live on stream, I basically had to go offline. Like, if you remember, yesterday when I was live on stream, even though I said we were going to continue to stream and ignore the nonsense, I had to go offline because I had to immediately contact Comcast and say, you have to stop with all of this going on right now.
You have to stop, Comcast. This is you. Yeah, you. You're the locale. Stop
this payment. You have to stop with this access, whatever it is. You have someone who could steal all my money out of my account. So immediately what I did is I called them. And the person who, I got from billing basically said, all right, I'm going to remove everything. So he removed the payment information. All that stuff's removed from my account now. So there's no way that they could keep processing payments in my name. Okay? Thankfully. So at least that's done. All right? But the problem now with that is now all my stuff's messed up. I'm on a contract with Comcast that they call it an auto pay discount. Meaning if you have your account set up on auto pay, you put your account information into their website, you set it up, you get a discount. Now I've lost my discount. How's that fair? Did I do anything wrong to lose my discount?
He did nothing wrong. He did everything right. By the way, the auto discount, he could just put it back on there. He can attach it to his to a debit card that he funnels money from his PayPal to. But hey, you know what? Hey, look here. Listen, I mean, I don't know.
Oh, no. It's their own.
I've never gone into bankruptcy.
Messed up system. Okay, so I was on the phone with Comcast yesterday for 2.5 hours.
Sorry to hear that.
I talked to billing. I talked to customer it's CSA. It's like customer security assurance, which is the fraud department. Okay. So first I talked to billing, and billing's like, we can't stop the payment yet. What we're gonna do is tomorrow we're gonna look into it and see if it processes or not. And if it doesn't, we can try to stop it. If not, we'll keep the amount that you need for your bill anyway, and we'll credit you the rest. It's gonna come right back to your account within a few days. I'm like, that's fair enough. Okay.
That's fair enough, but I'm gonna have to end up giving you money anyway. So I guess take it, and then you have this nice little buffer So you can go, hey guys, my internet and my 2 modems were paid for, so you know we're good on that. Thank you for helping me. Like, okay, so wait a minute. Remember his streams were slow and he was going to have a hard time figuring out how he was going to pay his bills, but apparently he had enough money to pay hundreds of dollars for a Comcast fee. You know what? I'm gonna
Fine, no
stop.
big deal. But you know, I need to have this so that no one has access to my information anymore. And they said, okay, so we're gonna put you over to the fraud department. I explained the whole thing to the fraud department, and the fraud department says, okay, so here's a ticket number. I'm like, okay, I don't know what you want to do with this. What are you gonna do? Well, we have to file it. We have to escalate it. And I said, but what are you gonna do? Are you gonna?
He's gonna file it and escalate it, motherfucker. You goddamn Karen. Fuck
Call
off.
me? Are you gonna follow up? Well, we don't know. All I'm doing is taking your information. You know, we don't know what's gonna happen, but we'll take all your information and we'll look into it. Okay? So he puts me on hold. I'm not kidding you. The agent puts me on hold for 30 minutes. Okay? 30 minutes.
hoping
Saying
that
he's
he
gonna come
would
back
hang
and
up.
tell me the results of all of this.
He was probably acting like a fucking Karen, and they were like, okay, we'll give him the old, we'll hold him.
He never comes back. Instead, he transfers me to the residential customer support department. And the person on the line I'm talking to says, I don't know why you're with me. I have no idea why you were
could
transferred
be
over to me.
believable. I
Because
can
this, you know, I
believe
can't
that.
help you. This is obviously an error or some guy's messing with you. He says, I'm
Obviously,
going to put you
we
back over to
agree
customer
with you.
support.
The
He puts
big
me back to the guy in
corporation
billing.
agrees with
And the
you.
guy in billing's like, I just talked to you for like 45 minutes and helped you as much as I could. Why did they put you back to me? I don't know. I don't know. I don't work for you. You know, I don't know what they're doing. So then he says, all right, I'm going to put you back to fraud. He calls the fraud department and he argues with the fraud department for 30 minutes that they're supposed to be helping me. Why did they put me in a circle?
Wrong. This motherfucker does not understand that these calls are recorded for quality assurance. They will never, ever do that. Why, what the fuck? Why didn't you tell this guy that his shit was perfect? Everything he did was right and nothing he did was wrong. Why didn't you do that? They don't do that.
Right, like he's mad. The actual billing agent is pissed that this
I agree with Phil. Phil is a stand-up human being. He got a huge E penis. He is the best 4th place Evo player in Street Fighter 2
person
ever.
in fraud seems to be blowing me off and not helping me. Okay, so he's actually arguing with him behind the scenes, and finally they put me back with fraud. And the fraud guy says, "All right, so what we're doing is, you know, we're gonna have this filed. You have your ticket number. Yes, there's going to be a serious escalation that will be taken seriously, and we'll be contacting you about it. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to transfer you over to, the tech support. Why? Well, maybe tech support can help you. I said, I know they can't help me. All right, whatever. Transfer me over. So they transfer me over to tech support. I explained the situation. Oh, we can't do anything. No kidding. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna file a ticket. Oh, good. A ticket? You're gonna file me a ticket, huh? Okay. So they file a ticket in their end where it says everything going on with the modem and how this person has the power to mess with my modem and all of that. Okay. So, all right, I guess, right? Fine. But will anything come of that? Who knows? Now, in the meantime, I call the regional manager of tech support twice. I actually had called him before during the day when this was all going down. I had called him and left him a voicemail saying, hey, I know that you're probably just getting back from the holidays. It's a serious issue. My internet's going down again. I need your help. And then I called him after 2.5 hours of being on the phone with everyone else, left another voicemail. I said, hey, so just so you know, now I've been on the phone with fraud. I've been on the phone with everyone. Everyone says they're filing tickets, but no one seems to be able to help me. So what am I supposed to do when I need to broadcast tomorrow for work? I need your help. Please call me back ASAP.
I need to broadcast for it tomorrow. Fuck off, dude. Yeah, the moment you start repeat calling these motherfuckers is the moment that they stop giving the fuck. And if it's any supervisor or regional manager, whatever the fuck, if it's beyond 60 days, you're calling in for another appointment, bruh.
Okay? Now, in the meantime, I'm not the kind of person to just sit around like an idiot and let this happen to me. I'm a
Sit around and sway like an idiot.
go-getter. You know, I'll say, okay, so rather than just sit around and let this continuously happen over and over and over, I'm going to do initially what I was told to do a month ago by that tech. I'm just going to get a new modem. So I went on Amazon and I bought a modem. Rush, send me a modem right now. And they
I couldn't afford. He can't. He's desolate. He's destitute. He's poor. He's crying poor, but he can afford to have hundreds of dollars in charges for his Comcast bill and the cable modem.
I got a new modem last night during my late stream. That's not a Comcast modem. Okay, so it's a brand new, fresh modem. It has nothing to do with Comcast whatsoever. All right, and I hooked it up. But with Comcast, you can't just have your modem work. You got to call them and you got to give them the data off the modem.
Yeah.
And then they set it up and
It's
then it
called
works. So
activating the modem, you fucking idiot. That's just how it works. You can't pick up a modem from the shelves, steal it maybe, 5-finger discount, plug it in, expect it to work. You got to have an account attached to it, my friend. Even when everything's working the way it's supposed to, it don't work like that.
I called them. It was like 11 p.m. last night. And I'm calling them. And of course, you know, I'm trying to get this done, right? And there you go. And then they do it and now it works, right? So now my internet's working. All right, and
he could have also just logged in on a browser, used the address for the, you know what? That's an advanced technique. He ain't about that life.
It's not on the old modem, the Comcast modem anymore. It's now on this new modem, okay? This third-party modem, all right? Great. So now I should have no issues, right?
Wrong. You know why? Because as soon as you got that customer-owned cable modem, my friend, The Comcast text jurisdiction ends at the coaxial line. You just fucked yourself over, buddy. Comcast tech, if it was me and I came out and he was having internet problems, I'd say, well, signal up to the line is good.
I should be in the clear. They shouldn't be able to access the modem because it's not a Comcast modem. They don't have the credentials to log into the modem and mess with it. They can't change the wireless settings. They can't put on filters. They can't do any of that crap, right? And by the way, obviously, I probably should have a new IP and I should have all this. It's all different. Remember, the thing that happens with Comcast modems is really silly. It always seeks out the same IP address, but when you swap modems, you get a new IP address, okay? So...
business class internet gives you static IP, by the way. You just removed that benefit from having a business class account. Now you're just overpaying for internet that doesn't work.
You know, there you go. Now, so all that, goes down or whatever, all right? And I'm like, okay, so today, hopefully, number one, hopefully I'm going to get calls from Comcast. I'm going to get support. They're going to help me. I'm going to wake up in the morning, and I'm going to have multiple departments who are on this, who are working on this and escalated it. Because when you call Comcast, oh, sir, your security is of our utmost concern. 100%. You have to understand, your security is our biggest concern, okay? That's what they say. This is someone who has access to my modem, someone who can mess with my business on a daily basis, and someone who has access to all of my business information and my payment information and is filing fake payments, committing fraud, which is a crime, and I have it all documented, that it's all happening. I've saved all the information to prove that it's happening, and I filed...
Except for that login list. I still haven't seen that yet, but go on.
...claims with this company. I got 3 voicemails in with the regional tech manager. So you know they're going to be right on top of this, right? Now, in the meantime, just to show you that, again, I'm not a slouch on this, I actually even contacted Xfinity's social media team. And I said, I don't know what to do in this situation.
I'm gonna say big ups, by the way, on the Xfinity social media people when I was having problems with my outside line getting buried to the new spot. I was really only able to get things moving once I complained online about it. So that is, we're gonna say that.
You know, I contacted that fraud team and I filed claims or whatever. I don't know what's gonna happen. All right, but that's what they told me. Like that's all you can do is you can contact the fraud team and that's it. All right. So.
Yeah, take a swig. Take a swig.
I wake up this morning, bushy-tailed and bright-eyed. I'm ready for the day because I'm feeling positive. Things are gonna go good today, right? And I check my phone. I got no emails. I got no phone calls. I got no voicemails. Nothing. Zero. Good. Nothing whatsoever. Good. From anyone. Okay? Am I surprised and shocked? No, I'm not.
Maybe
but you would think that a company that takes your security so seriously, and we have documented evidence that fraud just occurred with their system, that they would probably be on it to prevent anything further from going on. I mean, we're not just talking someone's messing with you. We're talking this could be a legal issue for them.
What we're talking about is you're not the only motherfucker with a Comcast account with a problem. There could be a lot of other things going on. You're still able to get online, right? You're still able to reset the modem.
Because my security has been compromised and it seems to be their fault. There's an internal employee doing all of this.
It seems to be their fault and there's an internal employee. You would think that maybe there was a little bit more to it. If a supervisor sent me a message and said, hey, this customer just said something about you and we're going to need to talk about it. Like that is they're really quick about that kind of stuff. But if it's a nothing burger, if they know that this guy's probably full of shit, then they're just going to be like, hey, whatever.
Okay. Well, I'm like, all right. Well, I'm not expecting much, but you know what? Maybe
for
today,
sure, but
I will
like
get
you could
contacted.
smell a con from a mile
maybe they will
away.
I don't know. But anyway, I can stream now. Right? Right? So I turned on my stream this morning, and within a minute of it being live, the person resets my modem. So
or he has a high upstream transmit, and the cable modem can't handle it, so it resets. Or they're working outside. Or the new cable modem that you just got needs to download firmware updates because it's been sitting on the shelf for a couple of weeks, months, maybe a year. Who knows? It needs to download these firmware updates that has collected over the course of time that it was created and by the time it reached your stupid ass. And usually these firmware updates will have a necessary power cycle in order for it to lock in and work correctly. It happens.
What it tells me is, even though Comcast doesn't have access to that modem, like they can't go in that modem and change its settings.
They can, buddy. They can. You just fucking wasted your time. They can.
Got a reset button. And they can just hit it whenever they want. They can press it right now during this live stream. They already did. They did before. And they could do it right now again.
You could do it through your app also, by the way. There's a big old button on that screen that says reset cable mode because 9 times out of 10, that will fix your fucking dumbass
that they have the ability to do this whenever they want, okay? Which is absolutely stupid because it's not their property. I didn't give Comcast permission to mess with my equipment.
Did you read your contract that you signed for your business class? Did you? Explain what in that statement says that. I bet you. I know you didn't.
So what gives them the right to do that, right? I didn't ever give them the right to do that. You know what I mean? So.
Did you sign a contract? Did you sign a contract? Because everybody needs to sign a contract before they get the service.
They shouldn't have that access, and according to the tech that was at my house in October, they shouldn't have had access, but apparently they at least have the ability to reset the modem, because that's what they've been doing. They did it multiple times this morning when I was just turning the stream on, and I'm like, so I can't work. So I cannot do a live stream of gameplay. I cannot do a podcast. At any point during any stream, they could just keep hitting the reset button like this, right?
You're doing a podcast right now, you stupid fucking idiot.
So, I mean, I'm gonna be honest here. I got a few questions for Comcast, and I would love to get answers.
I'm right here,
Number
baby.
one,
Lay it on me.
how do you have a company, all right, where you have employees that you don't monitor what they're doing? You don't have any audits of employee activity to see that there's no malicious stuff going on? What level of power are you giving your employees that they can log into modems, change settings, log into business accounts, see all the data, change all the data without permission? That's the other thing. There's no levels to prevent any of this.
Apparently you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, so allow me to enlighten you, you stupid son of a bitch. Every interaction you have as a Comcast customer and a Comcast employee, I'm not pointing at myself, I'm pointing at generally the Comcast employee, because I am not a representative of Comcast anymore. I've only just been a Comcast employee, a internet technician for over 11 years. Every interaction you have with a customer, every time you get access to their account, every time you get access to their shit, it logs it. It says, hey, this guy was here and then took a look-see and we ran a test and all of that stuff. This person called, this person sent a message, this person accessed the app. Yeah, they could see every little step of the way. So when you're talking about these audits and dumb shit like that, yes, they do have them. And if they were able to, and here's what I think, they saw what you were talking about. You were talking that shit. Motherfucker, if you're a representative sitting at the desk, or if you're a technician with the goddamn phone in your hand with the app on, you could see, yeah, this he's just making shit up. And a lot of customers make shit up because they want to embellish the story to make it seem like Comcast is a terrible corporation. They're too big to fail. And we're just little guys eking out a meager existence with their high-speed internet. Fuck off with
They give their employees an insane amount of freedom.
Freedom to fix your shit, you fucking idiot.
Okay? And the funny part is, like I said, this is proven because some people are saying dumb stuff in the chat. It's a hacker. No. The tech looked at this modem when they were here in October and said, no,
a hacker. It wasn't a hacker. No. Just because chat said it, it's no.
Right here shows this is an employee login. He says it's different. He says it was a customer login, or you see different levels of login. He says this is an employee login.
Prove it. You got the receipts, right? Prove it. I'm willing to give you the benefit of a doubt and say maybe they have this new feature that does this. I never saw it. Maybe I'm the fucking idiot. And I've never seen this in this entire time that I've been working for that company previously.
That's what that is. It shows it right there.
There it is.
I got the drip go. I got the drip go.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. You couldn't end it on a better note, because as soon as he pointed down, like saying this button is the button that magically resets the cable modem, the fucking hamster wheel spun. And guys, the hamster wheel in my head is spinning at a frantic pace because I cannot believe that this dude once again started speaking on shit he had no idea that he was speaking on. And with all that being said, guys, look, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you for hanging out for the level 99 live stream where we are feeling fine all the way up here at level 99. And listen, I hope that this video gets back to Phil. He's blocked me on Twitter, which, hey, you know, I gotta say, it's a badge of honor. Thank you. Big ups, my friend. And big ups to Snort Hogan for clipping this. There's a lot more that I want to say on this, but I'm already behind. I should be doing some other stuff. So I'm going to upload this and stay tuned because we got some more dumb shit on the way. This guy is insufferable. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to suffer this fool with you guys together. So until next time, guys, take care, be safe, and do not forget to get the fuck out of my...